Welcome back everyone for the next part of Fire Emblem Three Houses. After we killed the Dead Knight, it seems like we're going to have a little victory party, huh? I mean, we defeated the fortress that wasn't supposed to be defeatable, right? Or something like that. 20 turns. That took forever. But at least I was able to finish 2 beasts on my own. Without getting hit. Well, at least not a lot. Thanks to the efforts, everyone got motivation.
Your Highness, our capture of the fortress is complete.
Now the path to the Imperial capital is finally open to us. Once we have finished cleaning up after the battle, let's have another meeting to discuss our next move.
Right. Should we have a victory celebration? Come on, I want to party! After all, that battle was super tough.
It would be one thing if we were at home or at the monastery, but to waste our resources like that here would be most...
Pardon the interruption. We've just received a letter from Margrave Gautier.
Very well. I will read it at once.
Okay. Too
I
bad.
see. It seems the conflict within Fargus has at last come to an end.
Yes, Your Highness. Margrave and the other Eastern Lords are at the center of it, and are gathering the kingdom's military forces even now. They intend to join with the Alliance army and send troops and supplies to the monastery.
What do you know? My old man is really pulling his weight. Did he seem well?
Yes, as well as can be expected. He has taken it upon himself to bring order back to our troubled territory, while His Highness is away.
I am truly in the Margrave's debt. I will be sure to thank him properly at first opportunity. Thank you for the information. Now tell me, did it seem to you that my presence was needed back at the monastery?
Well, I do have a verbal message from the Margrave on the subject.
A verbal message? How strange.
The other day, he arrested one of Viscount Kleiman's men. And, well... The prisoner has claimed involvement in the tragedy of Dusker. He has implicated his lord as well.
Wait, what? Who?
Go on.
I was told they would be transporting this man to the monastery, along with the troops and supplies. The Margrave said that regardless of the credibility of the man's testimony, how he should be dealt with was your decision alone, Your Highness.
Very well. All that considered, I will return to the monastery at once. Will you come with
Okay.
me, Professor?
Well, of course, I want to know more about it.
Thank you.
Maybe we can finally get to the bottom of it.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Verdant Rain Moon. Our chosen paths. The Kingdom Army has captured Fort Mercius. Managing troops from the now stable Western Kingdom and former Alliance territory, the Kingdom Army returns to Garreg Mach to regroup and reorganize its forces. With sufficient might to challenge the Empire, the Kingdom Army finalizes their plans to march on Enbar, the Imperial capital.
Ah, there you are. His Highness was looking for you.
And where is he?
He's gone ahead and started interrogating the prisoner, Viscount Kleiman's man. He said he'd like for you and I to be present as well. Will you come with me?
Of course. After all, I still want to know what happens.
I cannot overlook your reckless remarks. Are you really so keen to lose your head?
I only did what I believed was right. I swear to the goddess that I'm not lying. Amidst the turmoil of the tragedy, Lady Patricia was supposed to be the only one who was unharmed. We had been given orders ahead of time to not approach her carriage.
Well, that fits with Frederick, or wait, not Frederick, Rodriguez's statement. Was Patrizia an accomplice?
Of course not. What would my stepmother have had to gain from such a...
Perhaps Lady Patricia would have done anything to return to the Empire, to her husband and daughter.
What exactly are you implying?
For the past few months, I've been spying on lords who defected to the Empire in order to investigate rumors about Lady Patricia. Cornelia's words were true. The two of them, I am afraid they conspired together after all.
Enough of this nonsense. You say she wished to return home? That isn't nearly enough reason to cause such a tragedy.
I do not intend to imply that the two of them were solely responsible for the whole affair. They were likely nobles who opposed the king, or potentially someone who wanted to throw the kingdom into chaos. The Empire and people like Solon and Kronia had their motives too.
So my stepmother joined with them to cause the tragedy. Is that what you believe?
Well, it is possible, especially since you mentioned that her behavior was changed during the time she saved the kingdom and afterwards before she joined the court, right? And we saw how Solon took the form of Tomas. So maybe Cornelia was swapped out. And I'm not even sure what happens to your mother. Was it even your mother anymore? Or maybe it was another one of those imposters.
Ultimately, this is just conjecture based on the evidence at hand. I have no idea what their true intentions were.
I see. We will hear what this man has to say. For now.
My lord had long felt that King Lambert's radical ways were dangerous. At the time, he was approached with an offer to take part in the incident at Dusker. My lord loves his homeland. To me, he embodied justice. We were only doing what we thought was right.
And so, in the name of justice, he caused massacre upon massacre out of love for his homeland. You murdered your own king, killed our soldiers, and involved innocent citizens. And yet you have the gall to speak of justice!
I am only standing before you now, because I could no longer bear the weight of my sins.
Do you regret your actions?
No. I accept your hatred, and even the punishment of death. But I still believe it was a massacre in the name of justice.
Gilbert, lock this man in his cell.
Are you not going to kill him?
I will make that decision once I have had time to consider this man's definition of justice.
Yes, Your Highness.
Are you alright? I mean, are you okay?
No, I cannot say that I am. Tell me, Professor, how well do you remember your father, Gerald?
Well, from the time I know him, I mean, I still remember the first fight, the way he treated me, the way he protected me, the way he died. Yeah, very well. Very
Soon enough,
well.
you will come to understand how painful it is to forget the faces of those who have passed on.
Yeah.
To be honest, I cannot really remember my stepmother's... that woman's smile, nor the sound of her voice. I always told myself that I would not allow my mind to forget, and yet, all I can recall with clarity is her gazing away, so forlorn. Did my stepmother wish to go home so badly that she would kill Father and me? Kill her false family? Home, to her own blood. Her true family.
Well, I don't really have an answer to those. But,
I suppose it doesn't make any difference now. I am asking you questions you could not possibly know the answer to.
right.
I am finished with thoughts like that. I am finally able to go on living without clinging to hate. If I truly treasure those who have died, then I must earnestly atone for my sins. Father, Glenn, all of the soldiers who have fallen, the people of Dusker who still suffer persecution. The only atonement I can offer them now is to take responsibility for this broken kingdom that has been entrusted to me.
That is true.
That is why I feel that I must meet with Edelgard and try to talk to her. Do you think it is a fool's errand? Honestly, I think so too. But I must swallow my feelings and grudges, our whole history really, and ask her about this future that she sees.
Oh! Well, that would be a great idea. I mean, she isn't all evil. I saw that during the cutscene from Goran Mard. No. The battle. The last battle when we fought against Claude and Edelgard. She was kinda reluctant about the fact that we have to fight the war. So maybe we can still change her mind, or at least hear her out?
What she aims for once her domination is complete. What kind of justice she clings to as she fights. And why she felt it necessary to start this war. I believe that asking her these things is the true responsibility I have been tasked with as king.
And how will you accomplish that?
We will march our troops to the Imperial capital. But before any battle begins, we will set up camp nearby and send a messenger. I will tell her that I need to speak with her in a safe place, without any weapons or troops. As to whether or not she will agree to my request, well, that rests solely on Edelgard.
You know what? I'm certain she will agree.
I would like to believe that as well. You know, Professor, when we fought in Ferdiad, Cornelia mocked me and called me pitiful. But even if it is true that my stepmother never loved me, I am not to be pitied. After all, I have allies and dear friends who care for me. And now, I also have you by my side.
Aww. So, how do I feel this event? I mean, we have right now 12 minutes. I don't see any paralogs, so maybe there aren't any paralogs left. I mean, that could be the case, right? Let's start exploring. Maybe I see some missions? Do we have a quiz? Oh, we have a new supply run. Well, that's already interesting, since I finally managed to do the quest last month. And this it's still Gilbert.
I believe in you, but please ensure that His Highness survives as well.
Of course.
Fodlan's future would be in peril if we lost him. I would not be able to go on.
Did you? The mission is always about me and Dimitri. If I die or he dies, it's an instant game over. So I don't even have a choice. I need to keep him alive 100% at a time. Okay? So don't worry about a thing. Leave it to me.
Thank you.
So, actually I want to talk to Gilbert.
It matters not how just our cause may be. In the end, war is nothing more than organized murder.
That is true.
I understand the desire to reach a conclusion, but we mustn't overlook the sins inherent in our deeds.
Well, I understood, of course, but...
Sorry. I have a tendency to preach. We have lost so much, and in return, we have taken much from our enemies. I pray we can put an end to this cycle of violence.
Anyways,
I
to
have a
quest
request.
berries and a fish. I think I should... Yeah!
Thank you
Finally!
very much.
A quest I could complete right away. And with that renown, I should finally be able to upgrade my statue. Let's go right away. Good to see that. Come on.
Need something?
Yes. Here.
This one?
Max it out.
You're all set.
Finally. Finally. So the next thing would be Divine Pulse. And the XP.
See you
Actually, I
again
should have gone
soon.
for XP, but it's okay. I don't really mind that.
Professor,
Hey Dimitri, do you have something to tell us?
our next battlefield will be the Imperial capital. There will be no turning back. If you have any unfinished business here, you had best settle it before we depart.
It sounds like the final. Is it already time for the final? That's actually... You know what? Leave it to me. I'm going to be ready.
I knew I could count on you. Good luck.
I mean, I managed to secure a safe route somehow, so I should be able to handle the situation as well, right?
Consider.
So Gilbert,
We have lost.
do you teach me something about X?
I believe in
And something about X. And where's my friend? There he is. Zenith! You need to teach me about authority again, so that I boost up my charm, maybe.
Professor!
Oh, hey!
Here we are. We have to. He's watching.
Yeah, I know. Lady Rhea. Ba, ba, ba. Give me the X, please. So, where is Zenith? Right behind me.
Rhea will be battle
I'm,
soon.
of course, I'm prepared. I'm always prepared. A plus! Yes! So, authority level 5. That's perfect. Now it's going to hit even more. And Marianne, what are you doing here? Dear goddess?
Dear goddess.
Yeah? And what are you praying for this time?
For your safety.
Oh.
I'll do all I can to survive. But please, please don't die out there, Professor.
Don't worry, I wouldn't die. If I die, then you would probably be crying and praying all the time. I will not let that happen to you. So, what can I do? I still have 5 points. I don't need to do the tournament since I already know. Felix is going to destroy all of them. In that case, how about I talk to Henman and upgrade my bow ability a bit?
Now, especially.
Yeah, I know. Give me the bow. Okay, who's next? I think Manuela should be on the left side of this map. Manuela? Flane. Flane, are you able to teach me something useful?
I do not
Normally I don't really talk often to you. No? And that's why. I don't have Fate and I don't have Spear. I only need my wings, my axe, my bow and my sword. Nothing else. Hey Manuela! There you are! Wait for it, wait for it, I know.
Professor, plenty of those. It's true love that seems to have passed me by.
How about you just relax?
Relax? I'm relaxed.
You're not relaxed.
At this point, I'm just hoping you stay single too. Then at least we can share each other's misery.
What are you saying? I already have quite a lot of options. I mean, if you check out my support. Dimitri, Du, Felix, Ash, Sylvain, Mercedes? I didn't knew you had that in you. Okay. And I could, oh my god, Orphea, I also have Sedef. Actually, I could have charmed quite a lot of people if I really wanted to. But then no. Oh, we also have some other supports. You also have some other support. Well, we see that later.
At this point,
anyways, I wanted you to teach me something about the sword. Great. Maybe I can get that to A+2. But then again, Felix is not able to teach me about sword fighting, right? So who can I ask about? Catherine, of course, Catherine.
Hey.
Catherine. Where are you, Catherine? There you are.
Come to think of it, looks like we're nearing the end of this struggle.
Seems like
I'm
it.
sure Lady Rhea is on tenterhooks waiting for me to swoop in and rescue her.
Catherine, you're on the bench. If somebody's going to swoop in, it's going to be me. Yeah, probably. I'm just going to say probably.
Pay me no mind. Lady Rhea's not waiting for me, I know. No matter how much I might wish she were. She's waiting for you.
Of course! And I don't really know why, but somehow everyone is kind of like my stalker. I mean, look at it. The Dead Knight. The Dead Knight was following me around non-stop. Nothing I could do about that, right? So, let's see. Who could I need next? Hilda is going to teach me about lands. Felix is not possible. In that case, Ash is not possible. I guess I'm just going to level up my bow then. With Ash and Bernie, that should be easy, right? What are you doing? Are you looking up? Huh. Wait. No, I don't see anything.
Returning to the monastery brings back so many memories from 5 years ago. Hard to believe we only spent a year together here. So much happened that it felt a lot longer than that. But it was all so exciting and so much fun. Honestly, I think those memories are what's kept me fighting this long. What was that year like for you, Professor?
Well, I had my fun. And it was challenging.
Yeah, there were a lot of hard times too. Let's all do our best to survive this, so we can come back here when it's all over.
Right.
I know that's what I'll be doing.
So, would you be so kind to teach me about the bow? Thank you very much, Ash. So, and where's Bernie? Bernie, I see you right over there in your room again.
Professor! My mother might be in the city.
She is? Then why are you in your room?
I don't have many good memories of her, if I'm being honest, but she's dearer to me than my father. If you happen to see her, please make sure she's not caught up in all the fighting. She's only a civil servant, so hopefully she takes a cue from her Bernie and stays inside.
Huh. Good to know. Good to know. Maybe I can find her, but then again, I don't think she's going to enter this area, right? Yeah, I don't think that's possible. Anyways, let me just grab the vegetables before I forgot. Because it's very important to always grab your vegetables. Even though I don't get tried vegetables anymore. But oh well, I only needed it once, right? I don't need it again. Cultivate it, be done with it. And yeah, there's nothing else for me to do in today's part. That means I'm going to come right here, next to my little kitty circle. Right in the center. There. Perfect. Aren't they cute? Just so cute. Okay, anyways, I hope you guys had fun with today's part. In the next part, we're going to start the next mission. Hopefully the battle isn't going to take as long as the last one, with over 1 hour in a giant map. I still don't know how I'm going to do this. I need to cut it down a little bit or speed it up. Anyways, I hope you guys are going to enjoy the supports and see you in the next part. Bye!
Spared again.
So it would seem. I told you that you were extraordinarily lucky.
Sometimes I think that must be true. But why me? Is this the goddess's way of telling me to make something of myself? There are so many others who are much more deserving of life.
I often think the same of myself, especially after battles where many lives were lost. But I must go on living. I cannot give in to death so readily. It is my duty to atone for my sins and to pay for the lives I've taken. I suppose that must be why the goddess allows me to live on.
Is there a reason she allows me to live?
Only you can know that. But I believe there is a reason. Marianne, life is difficult.
It is a burden. It feels terrible to continue standing when so many others had to fall.
If that is so, then carry on as you are. There is no need for you to force yourself to smile as your soul bleeds. But please, whatever you do, do not give up on yourself or your precious life.
What do you mean?
If you were to die, I would be devastated.
You never have been easy to read.
Is that so?
Everyone says that I need to cheer up. But you may be the first person to tell me not to. Your life must also be difficult for you to understand my position.
So it is. I often feel I am not strong enough to live it.
I think our difficulties have brought us closer together.
Do you?
Absolutely. Please, Dimitri, promise you'll live through this war and long after. I don't know what I'd do with myself if we lost you.
As long as you are carrying on, I have yet another reason to carry on myself. I promise to the goddess of Fodlan that I will never give you cause to despair.
Dedu. I just want to say that I am really terribly sorry.
For what?
I tried to cook on my own. It was an absolute disaster. Adding that seasoning. Adding all that seasoning. What a mistake.
Mistakes happen.
But Chef, that is, Dedu, I defied your instructions. Quite blatantly, I might add. I tried to cook before I had gained mastery over the tools. I have been a terrible student. Are you going to stop teaching me now?
Is that what you want?
Not in the slightest. I desperately want to learn from you.
As you were then.
Truly?
You have not disappointed me. The food itself tasted awful, of course, but there was more to it than that. I could feel the thought you put into it, the wish to please others, to be faithful to what you've learned.
You actually ate the food I made?
I did. The ingredients were chopped to perfection. You also seem to have learned how to handle fish without my instruction.
I learned by watching you.
You have talent. One day you will surpass me.
I was certain you would be angry with me. It is decided then. Someday, you will exclaim that something I made is delicious. I do not quite know how many years it will take, but I am willing to rise to the challenge. Please help me get there.
I will. However long it takes, I look forward to it. Now, your next lesson will consist of the selection and seasoning of ingredients.
Of course, Chef. Dedu, rather.
Call me whatever you want.
Oh, this is so exciting! Let me see. Chef Dedu, Master Chef Duda, oh, Supreme Chef Deddy Pie!
I suppose I've already committed.
Oh, I know! Chef Deddles!